WSRP 22.2 Seraphim Radio, your source for basketball, gossip, and culture, straight from the Mecca of basketball itself, Indianapolis, Indiana. Hi, I'm Juniper, but you can just call me June. Welcome to Seraphim Radio, a little soapbox where I get to expound my thoughts on the current happenings of the NBA, WNBA, and the events happening around them from the perspective of an Indiana native. If this is your first time joining me, which it should be, this is the first episode, thanks for stopping by. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. At first, I was going to start the show by trying to plead the case for my hometown, for Indianapolis, Indiana. Maybe not even the whole state itself, but just for Indianapolis. I had my notes together, I had them organized, I had like a list of stuff I think Indianapolis does very well that should be acknowledged, especially just like sports wise. I felt like I needed to address how people spoke about Indianapolis, how they talked about our franchises, like calling them poverty franchises. I didn't like how people spoke about Indianapolis like it was a dangerous place. I didn't like how people were talking right before WNBA All-Star Weekend. I was pissed, okay? I was mad. And after taking some time and stepping back, I realized there is nothing worth begging somebody to love you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to add on to this abusive relationship that Indianapolis has with the rest of America and sports. So, because I'm not going there, I'm not having this conversation with you. Whatever you think about Indianapolis, keep it. Stand on business. Stand on business, okay? Stand on business. Right? So to leave it at that, let's go on to the first topic. Shout out to StudBudz. I appreciate y'all regardless. But more on them later. Our first topic today is about a Miss Caitlin Clark and her current injury or injuries. The official Indiana Fever website had dropped off some information on July the 24th. They said, following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week. The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damages were discovered through the evaluations. Clark will continue working with the Fever medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation with a priority on long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time. Any further updates will be shared as they become available. This language was a little bit confusing to me and to some other fans. One fan reached out to Chloe Peterson from the Indy Star. She quickly responded. She said that Caitlin suffered a right groin injury on July 15th and did imaging on July 16th on that right groin. Additional tests and evaluations this week show there was no additional damage outside of what was found in the imaging she did directly after the right groin injury. So, not the best news in the world, but it is good news. It means that she didn't re-injure her left groin. It means that she's not compounding injuries. I just want her to really take some time and rest up. Because girl, you can't just be jumping all like that. Have you seen her when the Fever were playing on the 24th? She was just jumping on the sidelines, running onto the court. The assistant coach had to have her on a leash because she was going crazy. You cannot be doing that, girl. Very funny. You cannot say that Caitlin doesn't love basketball. But my goodness gracious. And I know that Sabrina Ionescu also gave some advice for Caitlin. This is a video from the New York Post.
Told the ones that can tell 2025 Clark.
Yeah, I mean, actually, that's something that I told her. You know, obviously, completely different injuries
Yes.
in terms of, you know, how long I was out for. And, you know, I didn't really have a rookie year, but I told her I had similar situation. And coming back, I had 4 soft tissue injuries that next year that a lot of people didn't know about. I played through 2 calves and 2 hamstrings and kind of just tried to play through it and didn't say anything. And it's kind of similar when you don't go through any injury early on in your career, you have no idea how to maneuver it. And that's something I was able to talk to her about at All-Star is you almost sometimes have to go through it to be able to understand like what your body needs, and you're able to tell like what you can play through and what you can't, and just set yourself up with the right team of trainers and training and knowing off season's long, and you got to be able to kind of know what your body needs to get ready for the season. And so I told her, although it sucks now, it's going to be a blessing in disguise, and you just have to stay positive about it, knowing you're going to become a better player and better person from it.
Appreciate your
Thank you.
Groin injuries are one of the most common types in the sport of basketball, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous. I know that Caitlin has her own medical team, as well as the Fever medical team, so hopefully she's getting all the help and healing that she needs overall. When your body is already hurt, its entire chemistry is changing to accommodate that injury. Get well soon, my goat. But with that said, let's get into what else happened this week. Man, I don't even want to talk about what happened with the Fever on Tuesday. Like, I think the loss hurt worse because they were actually fighting really hard. Maybe if they purposely lost, I would somehow felt better. I don't know. The New York Liberty have bigs that can pass, that can shoot, and defend. And like, we were doing real good on defense. It's just like the Fever were catching up, and every time they catch up, they'd get knocked down. If not by their own turnovers, it was definitely by being gassed, like absolutely tired. They ran out of steam near the end of the third quarter and couldn't bounce back at all. It was a hard loss. It was a hard fight. I don't want to talk about it anymore. On a Wednesday, let's go. Now, I mean this with no disrespect, but I really have to ask, what the fuck was DeWanna Bonner's problem? And I want you to look at the screen as I'm saying this. I want you to watch how this woman plays. Now, I ain't saying she's not a baller. I never even suggested that. I don't think I've seen a lot of people suggest that when she was briefly on the Fever. But I have to ask, what the fuck is her problem? The 9 games that she played for the Fever, she could not average 10 points. We were lucky if she could net 7. Most games she wouldn't get more than 5 points a game out of the 9 games that she played. The one time she was firing on all cylinders, she scored a whole 21 points. So I know that she can play ball, and she can play ball well. When she missed those 5 games, people were actually worried for her. I think the fans were actually excited for her to be on the team and were real upset when she left. I was upset. And I'm especially upset now because how she left us. And suddenly, now that she's playing with her boo, she can actually get up off the bench and do something. It kind of feels like we got played. Like, why did you even come here besides waiting for the Mercury to open up so you can ring chase with your boo? I don't think anybody denied that this woman could play. I just don't like how she left. How she left at all. Like, she quit on us. Like, why didn't you just fucking hang out until the Mercury were open instead of fucking around with us and wasting everybody's time and money? I don't know. Later on that same week, she did a quick interview with ESPN, and the way it was written, this article was written, you would think that Indiana just dropped her without telling her anything, and not her asking not to be put in the game. Like, she straight up refused to even show up at the court side. She was cooling at home, chilling out, while the team she was supposed to be supporting was playing real basketball. The ESPN article, it reads, the 37-year-old wing was focused on her future with Phoenix more than dwelling on the past or what went wrong in Indiana that ended with the team releasing her. She did find the narrative that she was disgruntled to come off the bench amusing after starting the first few games for the Fever. In the opening, she moved into 3rd on the WNBA career scoring list. That wasn't ever the issue. That's never been me, said Bonner, who has won the WNBA 6th Woman of the Year award 3 times. I have no problems coming off the bench. I have never been that player. I don't feel like I have that reputation. And you know what? Fair, but that doesn't really explain what happened. I feel like as a fan of basketball, of the Fever, I think us as fans deserve to know what her issue was, because now it really, 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 really seems like she was just ring chasing with her boo. She wanted to ring chase with her wife. And there's nothing wrong with that, but why the fuck you gotta throw us aside for it? Why did you have to waste our time? Why did you have to waste our money? Because you want to ring chase with your boo. That's fucked up. I don't know. Whatever. I truly wish the best for her. But I'm not rooting for the Mercury. That's all I gotta say. I wish her the best. I wish her health. I'm not rooting for the Mercury. The StudBudz seem to be in some hot water not even a whole week after the fantastic All-Star weekend they just had. Dave Portnoy, founder and owner of Barstool Sports, dropped in on one of their streams Tuesday and requested to have a chat with Court and T. They both seemed pretty excited for it, especially Courtney, but the fans, not so much. Chris Smith on Twitter @TheBlackTechie crunched some numbers showing the real-time dip in views, followers, and peak attendance. Of course, the views were going to drop off after the All-Star weekend, but with the momentum they had going, you would think they could stay afloat for quite a bit longer. Dave chalks the backlash to this potential collaboration to viewers being nuts. people are big mad at StudBudz just cause we talked, Portnoy posted to Twitter. W fans are freaking nuts. I got one of the biggest megaphones in the country. I love them. I love the league. Yeah, I don't like Angel Reese, and I love Caitlin Clark. It's called sports. Which would be fair to say if Portnoy actually kept the script about sports. Even outside of his weird-ass beef with Angel Reese, there is an undeniable swath of receipts that Dave is at best a sex pest and at worst an abuser, in the same vein of Joe Francis of Girls Gone Wild. Barstool Sports kind of embodies that chauvinistic locker room culture you'd see on Spike TV, and Dave Portnoy is at the spearhead with a lot of sexual assault allegations and sex tapes that have been leaked to the public unconsensually. Personally, I don't think StudBud's former fans are being too unreasonable in their displeasure, even if Portnoy has a huge platform to share. Moreover, I don't really know if the positives outweigh the negative. Despite everything, if you can put it to the side, Portnoy does have a big platform. He does have a large audience, and he does happen to be a big advocate for WNBA players getting paid.
Okay, WNBA All-Star Game was this weekend. Shout out StudBudz, if you know, you know. Anyways, the players before warm-ups to the All-Star Game wore "Pay Us What We Deserve" t-shirts. World War III has broken out. People taking sides, saying they deserve money, they don't deserve more money. I don't know how anybody in the world with a brain, and maybe my brain is just bigger than most, can rationally say the women don't deserve more money at this point. Caitlin Clark's rookie salary is $76,000. Nikki Smokes, Mincy make more than her. It's insane. And I know what people are going to say. Well, this league has lost money. It's a charity league. The NBA subsidizes it, blah, blah, blah. This could have been true for the last 10 years or so. Fair argument. It's not true now. The WNBA is exploding by every single metric you look at. TV ratings, merch, revenue, ticket sales, you name it. Like, they just had an expansion team, the Valkyries in Vegas. The fee was $50 million. They have sold out every single game. They are averaging more attendance than a third of the NBA teams. The franchise fee has gone up to $250 million, which, by the way, if you told me I could buy the Celtics franchise or buy Mohegan Sun, if the WNBA will say, Dave, we will sell you a team. But if you told me I could pay $250 million and bring a team to Boston, I would sign that check in a heartbeat. This league is so white hot right now. And I know everyone's going to say, well, it's only Caitlin Clark. It's a one-person league. Caitlin Clark was 100% the match that lit the fuse, or the fire that lit the flame, or whatever, you know, the straw that stirs the drink. That's Caitlin, no doubt about it. But Caitlin's not going anywhere. She's year 2 of a 15-year career. She loves the WNBA. She's on the collective board, the bargaining table. So she's not going anywhere. Plus, Angel Reese, lover or hater, huge star. It's almost turned like a bird magic when they came into the NBA. Paige Buecher's huge star. Juju gonna be a huge star. The more these stars play, the more up-and-coming stars you're gonna have. I don't care about the old heads who talk and just want to get paid for tenure, basically. I don't give a shit about that. I'm talking about if you can sell out the Boston Garden, you can sell out these big venues, you have ratings going through the roof, you're the women's Final Four beating the men's Final Four in rankings. There is a ton of money to be made. They have some of the most marketable athletes right now in all sports, in their sport, in their young. This league, that $250 million for a franchise, that's going to be $1 billion in 10 years. The franchise fee will be $1 billion. So yes, I would do it in a second. I don't care about the past. I don't care what they've done for the past 10 years. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about all the sponsors who want to be part of this league, the TV deals they're going to be able to sign. In the rookies are getting 75 grand. It's insane. They're not saying they want to be paid like NBA players, but they deserve more of the revenue. And why would they ever in a million years sign any deal that's remotely similar to the past when they, for the first time in the history of the league, have all the power? Again, is the commissioner dumb? Is the marketing people dumb? Are they dumb for like trying to push people like me who runs a huge sports media company? Like, we don't want fans like you? Are all those people idiots? Yes, but despite themselves, they have a product that people are watching. It may not be for you, but this isn't a handout. This isn't like, oh, we feel bad for women, so let's pay them. This is marketing and the ability to make money on this league. And right now, it's endless. If you don't get that, you're a moron. And all the people being like, oh, it's a handout in the league. By the way, first of all, side note, David Silver saying the league lost $50 million doesn't even make sense. Nobody knows what the real numbers are. They're private. It's a private company. They don't release them. It's tied in with the NBA. And if you're the owners of the NBA or you're the league, you want to make it seem like this league is getting smushed because you're about to negotiate with them. You don't want to talk about all this upside because you don't want to share the profit. That's owner 101. You want to keep it for yourselves. But like, besides that, what it did for the past 10 years doesn't matter. We're in a new age with new superstars, new player, new interest, and look around at how talked about this league is. The money is going to be flowing and the players deserve a part of it. Mincy should not be making more money. Nikki Smoke should not be making more money on their rookie contracts than Caitlin Clark. It's not that complicated.
I don't know if Dave's advocacy, his platform, or his audience is enough to outweigh the negatives of his allegations. Regardless, the StudBudz are grown-ass women who are going to do whatever the fuck they want anyway.
All I know is I'm gonna show love to the people who show love to me. So if he's showing love, then it is what it is. We're gonna have a conversation with Buddy the same way we always have a conversation with everybody. Right? That's what I'm saying. How do you figure out why somebody doing what they doing or X, Y, and Z? You have a conversation. So is y'all cool? Why is it not working? Y'all problem is y'all think y'all gonna push y'all opinion onto other people. Bro, I'm my own person and I make my own judgment of people. So I'm gonna have a conversation with bro. Cause bro, I already talked to bro. I said, bro, we gotta get you on here, bro. He was like, whenever, however. He said, when and where, let me know, bro. I said, you think I'm right, I'm gonna let you know. When? And guess what? If it's some conversations that me and bro gotta have, that's what we gonna do.
The Pacers rescind their two-way deal from Enrique Freeman to sign Taelon Peter. Peter played 4 games for the Pacers in the Summer League, averaging 9.5 points, 2.3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, all while shooting 57% from the field. What he lacks in his box score, he makes up for in his off-ball game and defensive positioning, but that doesn't say much with the limited time we've seen him play semi-pro games. On the Pacers podcast Setting the Pace, General Manager Chad Buchanan explained why the Pacers released Enrique Freeman. His challenge is his position for the NBA. We play him at a lot of 5. He's probably undersized for that for the NBA. He's got a motor. He has a nose for the ball. He's tough. He's smart. It's a tough decision for us, but the backcourt is where we need some depth. Buchanan says he doesn't quite have the size yet, and maybe he's right. The Summer League is small beans compared to the real NBA, but I can't help but wonder if we passed up something great. Let me not think about it. Fever win! Can I get a bow 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 in the chat, please? Let's talk about our pluses first. Our underdog Lexi Hall, snaps for her. Krista on Twitter, she said that If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. What Lexi Hull does for us night in and night out doesn't show up on the box score, but has real impact. This is stuff you either have or you don't. It can't be taught. And looking at the clip that she shared, so true. My only real complaints for Lexi Hull is just to be more confident. At one point, she was directly under the bucket with the ball, and she could have easily lobbed that stuff up. She wasn't completely surrounded just yet. She had like a second to really toss it up there, and she just couldn't quite do it. Half the time, she's kind of wide open, and she'd rather pass it to somebody than try shooting it. But even despite that, she is so bold. She will throw her body on the line. She will go to the brink just to stop somebody from getting half court. She will wave her arms around. She is crazy in all of the best ways, and she's not scared to take a chance. I like that about Lexi a lot. Ari McDonald, nobody can make me hate you. I was getting worried because you were playing real out of character the past 2 games. Wasn't making any shots, was fouling out too much, turnovers were crazy. But this game, all the shots Ari took were winners. She was the dagger that ended the night, cold-blooded. And I know she was seeing people talk crazy about her on Twitter. I know tonight felt good. Shout out to the Ari McDonald fan club account. They be fighting their ass off. They be fighting for their life on Twitter. And Ari is the new girl. So everybody was picking on her. The fans, the enemies, the ops, people who love Fever, people who hate the Fever, everybody had like a target on Ari for a couple of games. But if she can keep playing the way that she was, I think she can earn her keep for real, for real. I hope she does. I really like her. She adds a nice air, a nice vibe to my team. Yes. Let's see. Also, I'm so glad that KK got some numbers. It's so nice seeing how she has an impact on the game. Like, even legends, even the best players like Asia Wilson was shocked when KK Timpson was knocking that ball out their hand, was smacking that shit out from the rim perimeter. She was getting it. It was amazing. Fantastic. Awesome. Love it. Keep putting her in. Put her in for even longer than 7 minutes. Let's try 15 next time. Let's go. You know? And lastly, what has happened to my queen Damaris Dantas? What is up with that? What is it about American soil that sucks the basketball soul from her body? She used to, like, she was hitting it. When she was in Brazil, she was hitting it real hard. She only got spanked by the US team, but, like, please, come on. What happened with AmeriCup that can't happen in the WNBA? What is happening? Why isn't she hitting anything? And she'll be wide open. Nobody blocking her, nobody touching her, nothing. And she will not be able to make that shit. I don't get it. I don't know what happened. I was fighting for her on Twitter just the other week, and now she's kind of embarrassing me. And I still love her and all, but what is going on? What is happening? Anyway, on to Sunday. The Connecticut Sun gets spanked after Bria Hartley gets ejected out of the game. I'm not sure what her problem was. This was her second technical after arguing a non-foul call. She was playing well and was obviously the energy that was keeping the team afloat against the LA Sparks. Before she got ejected out of the game, the Sun were only behind 5 points, but were never able to recover. Is she okay? Like, just before she got that second technical, she missed the shot from 5 feet away. The camera never panned over for us to really see what was going on when it came to her and her altercation with the referee, but obviously it did not end well for her or the Connecticut Sun. And to end on a positive note, the Fever signed a 7-day contract with Aussie native Chloe Bibby, and boy, I'm actually pretty hype. If she can play like she did for the Golden State Valkyries, I want her for the long run. We need a big girl that can ball, and look at this. Look at this! Look at her! Look at it!
Indiana third in the league in three-point percentage coming into this game tonight. No doubt that's on the scouting report. Bibby hits it. Bibby, her second 30. Clark swallowed up by the Valkyrie defense. Throw it up to Bibby, the rookie. Bibby tracks down the loose ball. Thornton makes up for the missed free throws.
And even outside of what she can bring to the court, I also just really love her attitude. Very hungry, very humble, very excited, very eager. She came right from China, didn't even go home yet, showed up in Indianapolis, Indiana, ready to go, ready to figure things out. I am looking forward to seeing what Miss Bibby can bring to us, can bring to Indiana Fever basketball, because the way she speaks really sounds like she knows what's going on.
What's this opportunity mean to you to join the Fever, and something? What's special about this opportunity for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm really excited. I had some stint there at Golden State. It was a great time. So yeah, went over, played with Australia, won a gold there, and that was great. So to be back in the W and have another crack is really exciting. Really grateful for this opportunity here with the Fever, and just excited.
What's it like to get up to speed so quickly? Obviously, having to learn some of the plays, probably watching film to catch up on what you have missed.
Yeah, everyone's been super great, really helpful. So just kind of taking it all in my stride right now and one step at a time. But everyone's been super helpful, so it's been good transition.
Where were you when you got the news or got the call that the Fever were picking you up?
I was in China.
Oh, wow. So how quickly were you, like, just scramble mode then, coming over to the States, like pack a bag and go?
Well, yeah, I was already in, so I went from San Francisco to China, and so then I didn't really get to go back to Australia. So just from China, I was like, well, I already have some stuff next, so then just come back over here, back to America. So yeah, it was good. It all happened pretty fast, but as I said, super grateful for the opportunity.
Does it still feel chaotic now that you've been with the team for a day, or do you feel like a little bit settled now after all?
I feel a little bit settled. I have had a lot of sleep, which is great. So I think I've got over the jet lag a little bit. So feeling good.
You had the chance with Golden State to play against this Fever team.
Yeah.
What were kind of your impressions then, and how do you feel like you can fit into what they do already?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, really physical team, tough, fast paced, and I like that fast, style. So I think that suits me a lot. Fast paced, shoot through ball, and I think that's exactly what I do. So hopefully I can find my strides here and get into some.
Has that been similar to what they've kind of instructed you that they hope you will do here with this?
Yeah, I think just as long as I bring some energy and fast pace everything, and just try find my shots within the offense and just get to know the girls and chemistry and stuff. It takes time, but to try and build that quickly, and everyone's been really good so far.
Do you have any familiarity with any of the players?
I think I've honestly played against everybody. I haven't played with anybody, but I think with a college, professional, something, there's some sort of tie nearly with everybody on the team, so that's good.
beneficial at all to be on the road? Like you have a bus ride, I guess, to kind of beef up on the team and all that?
I guess so, yeah. Oh, definitely, for sure, on the scout and the scheme and things like that. But I think it's a couple-hour bus ride, so get to know everybody.
And unfortunately, it is time to wrap it up. I want to thank you if you made it this far. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to Seraphim Radio, WSRP 22.2. Until next time, be safe and bye.